here's your host, Tom.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to the day after the brackets exploded. This is Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway of the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. On this Friday morning, Galen Unall joins us, as he does every day, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, JustShip.net, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, how quick last night did your bracket help you start your fireplace because it got in the 50s last night? You there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good. Good morning to you.
But,
Hey, how quick did your brackets become a fire starter for your fireplace last night when it was got down in the 50s?
yeah, exactly. No, the interesting thing was Kentucky just destroyed a lot of brackets. San Diego State hurt me because, believe it or not, I was ride or die basically with San Diego State. I had them going to the Elite Eight. So that whole side, right? That's 8 games. It doesn't matter what happened. I lost them all. Yeah, it was. That's what March Madness is all about. There weren't very many buzzer beaters. I think the best game of the day though was that San Diego State Creighton game.
I don't know, that Richmond Iowa game was pretty good.
That was fun. I told you, Richmond is a fun team to watch.
Came down to the last few seconds. And by the way, the overtime game last night, where St. Peter's went to overtime and beat Kentucky, a lot of people may tell you that's the best game that was played all night.
I guess. I was at the Mutiny Bar, so I couldn't watch it. My son was giving me updates, but they didn't have it on. I was there watching the band play, but I didn't see any of the game, so I have no idea. So maybe it was.
It was really a good
game I saw.
And it shows you the St. Peter's Peacocks. Yeah, that's hard to say, the St. Peter's Peacocks.
It's not a good recruiting tool.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
You want to come be a peacock? No, I really don't. Thanks, but I appreciate your offer.
Really. Don't search that on Google.
I'm gonna go to North. I'm gonna go to North Dakota State.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because my son, who's just getting into gambling and he has no money, he bet $5 on St. Peter's to cover over.
Check.
And then he added $1 for the hook, saying that St. Peter's would win.
Check.
And he won $5 off of his dollar, and then he won $5 off of the.
So
cover.
he's $10 to the good.
He's $10 to the good, and he said, "I'm going to ride or die with St. Peter's. I'm going to have them cover every game they play in for the rest of the year." And I'm like, "You mean one more game?"
One more game, because by beating Kentucky last night, that gave them the great advantage of now they play Baylor.
and you know what the spread was? And by the way, people who and my son's really starting to figure out.
No, I guess they don't. I guess they play. They actually play Murray State next.
Correct. Yeah. Well, maybe.
No, Murray State beat San Francisco. Murray State beat San Francisco.
Oh, that's right.
In overtime.
That's right. And again, another team that I expected.
I watched that game till halftime, and then I had to pack it in.
I respect that. But he also had Gonzaga to cover, and the spread was 21.5. The game was 21 points.
Oh, he learned about that half point.
Oh man! And again, it's Vegas is just so good at figuring that stuff out. I'm always so impressed by that.
Vegas is really good at what they do. You know, they built that whole town that way.
Yeah, they have two teams that have no idea. You know, they don't know. I mean, how do you know that? It's going to be 21. To me, and I get it. They want bets on both sides. But come on,
that's as good as it gets. Hey, I did make a couple people some money yesterday who listened to the show and then put a little money on Richmond to win against Iowa. I had given them such a compelling argument. They put Richmond to win against Iowa, and Richmond won. And so last night I'm as the game ends, I'm at Ocala for the St. Patrick's Day festivities. And somebody goes, "Man, I heard you on the radio. That was a good call. You called that. Man, you're like a savant or something." And I go, "Oh yeah,
Nobody
sure."
said that.
No. I was like,
Unless
"Sure." I was like, "Sure. I get it right all the time." Really, what happens in this world is you just throw stuff out there, and then when it comes to actually happen, you just roll with it and act like you're the smartest person in the world for as long as people let you get away with it. That's how this works.
So he didn't put an idiot in front of the word savant?
No, he did not. He did not.
No?
He did not. You know, my biggest claim to fame for calling a game on the radio, though, before it happened, calling the right way, is, Adam Reardon.
Pretty well.
Yeah, you know Adam. Adam and I did radio together at ESPN. We worked in the same area and everything. One day, live on the air, it was the year that Appalachian State played Michigan, opened with number 5 Michigan. And I'm an Appalachian State, I graduated from their graduate school.
Sure.
And so on that Thursday before the game, I go, "Adam, I'm going to say it right here. Number 5 Michigan will lose at home to Appalachian State. You heard it here first." He goes, "Get out of here. You crazy. Appalachian State beating Michigan." I go, "I'm just telling you, Appalachian State will win that football game." I said it live on the air. Now, I said it just because I was an Appalachian State guy and I was just putting it out there. I had no idea that they could actually win the football game. But, boy, I milked that for about 4 months once they won that game.
You should. You get one right. Nobody wants to remember that one. But you remind them. But it's good to have. By the way, it's good to have March Madness back. And
with crowds.
With crowds.
I like the crowd. I don't like hearing sneakers squeak. That aggravates me when all you hear is sneakers squeaking.
And again, I totally respect that. But again, it was just fun to watch. It was just good that we're getting back, and I think even though Fauci came out yesterday and said there's a new I don't know if you saw this. There's a new variant out there, and it's something we should really take seriously. It's weaker than Omicron, but we should really take this seriously. Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Well, Omicron has 30 million new cases. 30 million people locked down in China because of Omicron. And
not Omicron.
No, it is. According to the news report, they just said it is Omicron.
Wow, because I read last night that they were closing all these factories and stuff because it wasn't Omicron.
They say it's Omicron, and the reason it got so out of control is because it's such a weaker strain than the other 2 Wuhan virus variants that it was mistaken for the the flu.
Well, China's got this zero policy where they test every day, and if you have COVID, they seal you in your house.
Well, there you go.
All right. Again, you can't run from a virus, can you?
No, you can't. Hey, New York sealed its state, and Florida left its wide open, and the number of sickness and the number of deaths mirrored each other. One state was sealed up, one state was wide open, and they had almost mirror image numbers of people infected and people that died. So you can't run from a virus.
Unless you look at suicide rates, depression, overdose, children.
Then New York then New York far outweighs Florida.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back. More with Galen after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped. Are you suffering from neck, back, or leg pain? Go Green CBD Store can help you with holistic, all-natural, lab-tested products that help with pain, stress, anxiety, inflammation, PTSD, and so much more. We stock smokable products, gummies, chocolate, coffee, tea, even pain cream. Yes, we even have treats and oils for your dogs or cats. Go Green CBD is located in the Paddock Mall in the center court. We're open every day. Come in today for a free sample.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
It's bow time. Ever taste something so good you just get hooked? Like the Bo Jangler, the only fish sandwich splashed with Bo's famous seasoning. So we're having a fish fry, Bojangle style, spicing up premium fish fillets with the good stuff and slathering them with melty cheese and tangy tartar sauce to hook your taste buds with just one bite. Reel in a Bojangler today, only at Bojangles.
Catch the Bojangler at 4828 Southwest College Road here in Ocala. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant, a true New York-style diner in Ocala. Try our breakfast special of 2 eggs served with home fries or hash browns and toast for just $4.49. We have an all-you-can-eat catfish special daily for $14.99, and Thursday through Sunday we have prime rib. Happy hour for food starts at 2 p.m. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant is located at 5400 Southwest College Road in the Heathbrook Commons Plaza. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We will see you soon.
New arrivals and new savings are waiting for you at Blockers Furniture. With over 80,000 square feet of the best selection and best prices you can find on furniture, mattresses, home accents, accessories, and more. And with new trucks arriving weekly, Blockers has the best available in-stock selection. Unlike many other furniture companies that will have you waiting for months to get what you want or need, come see everything that Blockers has to offer. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, next to Hobby Lobby.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Friday. Dumb Crook News at 10 o'clock. Man, I got some good dumb idiots to tell you about in Dumb Crook News. But a lot of people are feeling dumb this morning as their brackets are just a mess with Kentucky losing to St. Peter's last night. You had 2 5s lose to 2 12s instead of 1 5-12. You had 2 5s lose to 12s as Connecticut also lost to New Mexico State.
Yeah.
Galen, joins us as he does every day, brought to you by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, JustShip.net, and Penn Flooring. Galen, today's games, They get started at 12 o'clock, but some of the games, you got Alabama as a 6 playing Notre Dame. You got Texas Tech, Montana State, Michigan State, Davidson, and Duke, Cal State, Fullerton in the West. You see anything there? Is this that's pretty much, I think, going to go the way the higher seeds will win all those games probably.
You mean the lower seeds?
I mean the lower seeds. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The lower seeds.
You don't know, and I'll give you a good one. That Notre Dame team, are they going to come out relaxed, knowing they're playing on house money? Are they going to play free? And they're playing Alabama, right?
Right.
Do they come out flat, tight, and again, you see it all the time. So a team will start trailing. They'll get down by 9 in the first 10 minutes, and then they get tighter, and the other team gets looser. And the next thing you know, you've got an upset, and now the whole world has changed because Notre Dame's on a roll. You can get that really quickly. You saw it last night in the Gonzaga game. Gonzaga came out really flat.
Yeah, people were saying, "Oh, Georgia State." Yeah, that lasted not very long.
And they're much more talented than any other team. I think they're the most well-rounded, most developed team on the schedule, or in the bracket, and they played really flat that first 9 or 10 minutes. And if that happens and Alabama plays like that, they'll lose. So the pressure is squarely on Alabama. So you look at a team like that, and you just don't know. You got to remember, these are young kids, 18, 19, 20. And the pressure is real. So we'll see what happens.
On the south side of the bracket, you got Arizona playing Wright State. Seton Hall, TCU is the 8-9 game. Houston at UAB and Illinois at Chattanooga. I'm looking at that Seton Hall, TCU game and the UAB Houston game because I did some research after you piqued my interest yesterday. If UAB starts stroking three-pointers, UAB can play with anybody in the country.
And that's just right. So UAB, they have to, and again, I know one of the assistant coaches there. He came to one of our tournaments we had. I don't remember where we were. I think we were in Alabama somewhere. But he showed up, and so I talked to him, and he talked about the player he's looking for. And then when you watch that team, that's exactly what they are. They run. They will shoot threes forever. They don't really believe in that mid-range game. He thinks a mid-range game is overrated. He thinks you should either shoot the ball inside the paint or behind the three-point line. So that's his philosophy, and that's how they play. And they've got 10 guys who can shoot the three.
Right.
So, and he plays the hot hand. I like that UAB team, but and Tom, history has told us that when you play in these big coliseums, sight lines are different.
Right.
It's a little harder to get adjusted. They're playing against the defense they haven't seen before. Different matchups, harder to get open looks. And if they can play against the zone, they'll win. But I'm pretty sure anybody who watches their film is going to have to go man.
Oh, yeah.
Just go big.
Yep.
So let's see.
Also on that side
of that's the beauty of March Madness.
Yep. Also on that side of the bracket, number 2 Villanova against 15 seed Delaware, and a very intriguing game to me. Number 7 Ohio State against number 10 Loyola Chicago. This could be one of those you need to watch because Loyola Chicago is a senior-laden team, and they can get after you.
Well, is this Big Ten school in Ohio State going to be like Michigan, or are they going to be Indiana? Because I think Indiana
got blown out.
Yesterday.
St. Mary's ran them out of the gym.
Yeah, they got exposed in the Big Ten tournament, too. So Ohio State didn't play particularly well in the Big Ten tournament. Let's see. This is another one of those games I've kind of got circled that the first half of the first half is going to dictate how this game goes.
The East bracket has.
Oh, and by the way, that's if you're a betting person, bet the money line and just go against Ohio State.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to cover. I don't even know what the line is.
Well, then you
They're not
said
gonna beat
take
that
the
team by 50.
well, don't take the money line. The money line is take them on the
that's
money
right. You're
line
right.
is that you take them to win or lose. Yeah. So take
Yeah, I'm sorry.
take the number 10 Chicago Loyola Chicago to cover.
Correct. Yeah.
In the East, you got number 6 seed Texas against number 11 seed
Can I give
Virginia
you
Tech.
I'm going to give you one more note. The starting point guard for Chicago Loyola played at the Kingdom of the Sun tournament 2 years ago and is an absolute beast and is an incredible kid to watch.
And guard plays everything in this tournament. Guard play is everything.
Yes, it is.
So you got
He is special.
you got Texas and Virginia Tech 6 and 11 seed, and then you got Purdue at the 3 seed against the Yale Bulldogs at the 14 seed.
Yale. Yale again. They've got a bunch of.
Don't they have two? Don't Yale have 2 guys that are 30 years old, 31, something like that?
Well, again, these Ivy League schools, they were able just to retain their eligibility because of COVID for 2 extra years. And again, I've seen a lot of these guys play, and same thing. They're very, very, sounds terrible, but fundamentally sound. They play as a squad. They're not going to get, embarrassed.
They're going to backdoor cut you all day.
Well, they play a little bit different than Princeton. They play more right front. They believe in the wing play. Their wing players slash, and they kick out. They play the inside-out game as well as anybody in the country. And if they're shooting the ball well, you're in a lot of trouble. They don't have a lot of scorers. They don't have guys who can create their own shot. And so if you play good, sound defense, you can shut them down. And I don't know anything about their opponent.
Finally, in the Midwest, LSU against number 11 seed Iowa State, a 6-11 seed, 6 versus 11. Number 3 Wisconsin against 14 Colgate. Number 7 USC against the only Florida contingent in the tournament, number 10 Miami. And then the 2nd seed Auburn against the 15th seed Jacksonville State. By the way, this Jacksonville State team from Alabama, not Jackson State that people confuse it with. Just so you know.
Correct. That's right. I think this is I think it's their first tournament bid or second. They haven't been that hot. The big lights will get them. They're playing an in-state rival. They've played them before. Should be a blowout for Auburn. The rest of that bracket, I think LSU's very, very good.
Wisconsin's going to cakewalk over Colgate, I believe.
Which Wisconsin team's going to show up?
Well, that is the Big Ten, and that's every Big Ten team. Which team? Ask Iowa. Ask Iowa.
But they got 9 teams in, and so every team in there is just it's what you expect from the Big Ten. Tough. A lot of inside play. But there's not a guard in the Big Ten that really scares you. So let's see what LSU can do.
Remember,
LSU's next year's LSU team's going to be much better than this year's. I think they're a year away. Their recruiting class is pretty strong.
Remember on today.
I like LSU.
Remember today. What I want to know what the over/under is on Sister Jean references in the Ohio State Loyola Chicago game.
Well, I mean, I'm sure she made the trip.
I'm sure she did.
Some boosters paying for her.
I mean, under a minute, within a minute of the game of the tip, will we see her at least twice on camera?
Yeah, I mean, come on. She is part of college basketball.
Well, now she is. We got to take a break.
Right.
We'll be back with more with Galen Unall after this timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues into its fourth week. Rescue workers on Thursday dug out survivors of the rubble of a theater in the city of Mariupol. Ukraine said it had been hit by Russian airstrikes as people, including children, sheltered there, a claim Russia denies. In China, 37 million people are in COVID lockdown as the country battles its worst COVID-19 outbreak since the outbreak in Wuhan, China. Omicron has been the driving surge of this one. One of the reasons cases have spread so fast and are hard to trace is Omicron's milder symptoms and shorter incubation time. The White House said President Biden will hold a call Friday with Chinese leader Xi Jinping.
They have a lot to discuss, given the last time the president met with President Xi virtually was last November, a couple of months ago.
To be sure, the Russian invasion is going to be one of many topics discussed. USA Radio News.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Hey, Chief, we got a damaged RV on its way to the OR.
Well, that sounds like a job for the new head of RV surgery.
Wait, are you promoting me?
Congrats, Martinez.
Doctor, that RV's flatlining.
Well, that sounds like a job for the new head of nursing.
So you're just promoting everyone now?
Yeah, kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
My sign is a potential customer's first impression, so it needs to be perfect.
It's possible at Staples.
There are 4 other bakeries within 5 blocks of here. My shop needs to stand out.
Also possible. With Staples print and marketing services, small businesses can print big with wide format signs and banners. Right now, get $10 off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Create your sign at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 3/26. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
Everyone knows Bob Wines is famous for plants and trees and everything garden, especially his world-famous camellias. That's why it's been called Bob Wines Camellia Gardens for over 70 years. But look around. There are lots of other specials and deals like you won't find anywhere else. Bob has top-quality red garden mulch. Get 3 big bags for just $12. Or his famous no-float pine straw mulch, a huge bale for just $5.99. Inside the greenhouse, all woodstock chimes are 10% off. Plus, all the fertilizers and the stuff you need to make your garden grow in one place and priced right. Don't forget, you buy 1 tree at Bob's low price and get a second tree just like it for half price. Go ahead, look around at all the color, then check out the exciting things happening for spring. Bob Wines Camellia Gardens and Nursery, Southeast Ocala, 38th Street, in the same blooming place for 70 years.
On Saturday, March 19th, the University Air Center will host the Gator Fly-In and Armed Services Appreciation Day. All branches of the military are invited, alongside civilian and law enforcement pilots, to display their aircraft. Vote for the best civilian aircraft and People's Choice Aircraft Contest. Admission and parking are free. There will be helicopter and airplane rides, food trucks, and live music for all to enjoy. Again, that's March 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University Air Center, where you can fly easy from Gainesville nonstop to Atlanta on Delta Airlines, Charlotte, Dallas, and Miami on American Airlines. Enjoy the fly-in, and remember, you can easily fly in and out to 343 destinations around the world in one stop on American and Delta Airlines. Enjoy the Gator Fly-In, and remember to fly easy, fly Gainesville.
Of all the questions you get asked every day, this is one you should not ignore. How much money in your 401k or IRA is actually yours? Not what its current value is, but how much of it will end up in your pockets, not the government's. Remember, you still might owe taxes on that money. Make sure you are not overpaying. Keep every dollar you are entitled to. Look, I know it's confusing, it's complicated, and it definitely is not fun. That's why at Pinnacle Retirement Advisors, we offer strategies to help make sure you're not paying more in taxes than your fair share. It's your money. You deserve to know what's at stake. Call our team at Pinnacle Retirement Advisors today to get started. 352-320-2060. That's 352-320-2060. Do not do the IRS any favors. 352-320-2060. Firm offers insurance services and may not give tax advice. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Friday, Galen Unall from Life South joins us as he does every day, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, JustShip.net, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, as we talk about these brackets and we look at the tournament, and we took half an hour of the first part of the show just to go over what games are being played today and some of the outcomes from yesterday. It just goes back to what you said yesterday, that arguably the best time to be at a sports book is today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday.
Well, yeah, I think today and tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow. Yesterday, today, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Thursday and Friday are the two best days. Just because there's, and you got to remember, so at any given time, there's 4 games going on. There's always at least one. They have that dinner hour or whatever, and that's just more for you to sit down and kind of figure out just how much you lost today, and whether or not you can return home, or if you're going to need to bum a ride from your buddy. Those are all part of the process.
Yeah, and it just this week, I thought about, is there a better week? And week-wise, it's tough to beat the championship game on Monday, then the par 3 contest on Wednesday, and then round 1 on Thursday of the Masters. It's hard to. That's a pretty good week. But this is a pretty
darn good week.
This is a pretty good stretch too. But that week where you have the championship game for basketball, and then you have the par 3 contest, and then 4 days of the Masters, that may be the best week in sports for me. Not everybody, because not everybody's a big golf fan, but for me, that may be the best week in sports.
Well, and today or this weekend is the first race of the year for F1, which is huge for me. They're in Bahrain. Practice has already happened. And what's great about that, if you're an F1 fan, you can watch the race. It's over and done before noon, right? And then you get in and you're locked in for NCAA for the next 12 hours. And so your whole day is spent right in front of the TV, and you can tell them, look, I'm watching the game, or no, this game's more important than the last one. It's a phenomenal weekend to sit on the couch. Well,
since ESPN joined with CBS to broadcast the Masters from, for eight straight hours, 9 straight hours, Thursday through Sunday, that weekend has become pretty good too. And for me, because to me, that's one of my. To me, you got the Super Bowl, the World Series, and the Masters. That's my top 3 sporting events of the year. Just me. That's mine. Let me ask you this: Has it cheapened the TV coverage of the Masters? Whereas before we could only see, the last, let's just say 11 holes. Oh, you saw you always saw the back 9. They brought you the back 9 on Sunday. They would pick it up sometimes on 8. Right. But do you think it's changed, or do you think it's better now? I think it's much better. I think it's much better because I could with streaming and everything. I could follow one of the focus groups, or I could watch Amen Corner, or I could watch all the coverage that TV gives me. To me, it's much better. But I know there are a lot of people out there that really, really make a good argument that it has cheapened the importance of how it used to be, where you came in. I mean, 1986 wouldn't have been near as good, but you knew Jack. You got to watch Jack's final 3 holes or 4 holes because he was already on the back 9 before the leaders got there. So you got to see 16, 17, and 18 with Jack. And just the mystique of Jack was so far ahead of the field and still, he was so far ahead of the leaders, and then he set the pace, and they couldn't keep up. There was something special about that in 1986 that you only got to see a snippet of what Jack did, and then you got to see the just sheer agony of everybody trying to keep up with Jack and failing miserably. There's something to be said for how cool that was.
And no one knew. In 1986, no one knew what Jack was doing until the coverage started, right? Because the coverage came on, I want to say it was like 3 o'clock or something.
It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and Jack was on 16.
Yeah. And I remember my dad yelling at me, and I'm a 16-year-old kid, and he goes, "Jack's going to win the Masters." And I'm like, "You're nuts." Because by that point, he was an old man.
He's 43,
right?
42, 43 years old.
In golf terms, hadn't won in forever. And I remember, and I'm like, what? And we watched them finish 16, 17, and 18 together. And that's just one of those moments you won't forget.
Sweet.
And, and Vern Lundquist with the better than Mo. I mean, come on.
Well, what I got about
up there,
I've watched the documentary.
That's up there with Do You Believe in Miracles? And I know somebody said it before. I get all that.
Galen?
It for me.
Yeah, well, here I've watched the Golf Channel. They do the golf films and everything, and they did a 10-part thing on Jack, and they that one Masters tournament got a whole hour and 20-minute documentary to itself in that 10 episode documentary, and just what he said to his son on 16 when he hits the ball. And Jack goes down to pick up his tee. He doesn't even watch the flight of the ball. And his son, who's caddying for him, goes, "Be the right club." And as Jack's picking the tee out of the ground, he goes, "It is." I mean, he was so in tune at that point that he hit the shot. And his son goes, "Be the right club." Jack goes, "It is," paying no attention to where the ball was going because he knew where the ball was going to end up.
Well, and again, it's as good as golf can be. To me, it's the greatest moment in golf history.
What did he say? What did he say to his son on 13? A 3 will go a long way here.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so Jack.
So you lose the mystique of something like that when you have 9 hours of coverage and you got Amen Corner and everything. But my argument when people say that is, wouldn't it have been great, though, instead of having to watch it in documentaries and everything, wouldn't it have been great to watch Jack do that live?
Can you imagine the buzz that you would have started feeling it from everywhere?
Especially like today, with social media, like when Tiger won 2 years ago.
Gosh.
When Tiger won 2019. Yeah. When Tiger won, I remember social media was blowing up. There was nobody alive on social media that didn't know Tiger Woods was fixing to win a golf tournament when nobody thought he could win the Masters again.
Yeah. So I love it now. I love being able to watch one hole and just do nothing but watch that one hole. Because
that's how you watch it when you go live. When you go to a golf tournament live, you go sit at, especially at the Masters. The best place to go at the Masters is the scoreboard near 7 because you can see the 2 green. You can see 7. You can see them tee off on 8. So, the Masters, you got to position yourself so you can see 2 or 3 holes because it's not like TV. You got to make it where you can get as much as you can get in without moving.
Well, and you say holes. You don't get to see a holes. You get to see a couple of shots.
Right, exactly. You get to see 7. Difference. You get to see 2 green, 7 green, and 8 tee box. That's what you get to see.
And by the way, that's every golf tournament on the planet.
I'll tell you.
If you could see 2 or 3 shots, you're good.
I'll tell you what the greatest experience, and I've been to the Masters a bunch of times, and I've been to TPC, and I've been to Honda. I've been to all the Florida swings. But my best memory of a golf tournament, believe it or not, was at Arnie's tournament at Bay Hill. I went with a group of my buddies. Hunter Turner was one of the guys that went with it. You know, he worked at the radio station. We all went, and some couple of my other close friends went. And we get out, and we get on the course, and we walk over, and, you know, they got the shared tee box of 11 and 14, or 11 and 15, but 14's the par 3 playing up the hill. And we look down, and we're right there at the green, and because Hunter's in a wheelchair, you can get right up to the rope, and nobody stops you. No, you know, people will move out of your way to let the kid in the wheelchair get up to the ropes. So we had the advantage of doing that. So we get up there. We've literally been on the course 10 minutes, and that's counts all the walking we did to get to where we're at. We arrive at where we're at. I pull out the tee sheet, and somebody goes, "Who's on the box down there?" And I look down, I go, it looks like the group with Kevin Chappell in it. And the guy goes, "Yeah, Kevin Chappell's fixing to swing." I go, "Okay." So we've been there all of 10 minutes. Kevin Chappell swings, the ball bounces twice, goes in the hole. We're like, "Well, that's enough. We can leave now." So you're not going to see any better golf shot than a hole-in-one. Time to go.
No, yeah, that's absolutely true. That's good stuff.
But that's how you watch a golf tournament when you go to a golf tournament. You watch one hole. You don't get the luxury. That's why when people say, "What's the best way?" You know, I got a buddy of mine that last week, he goes, "I got a badge to all 4 days of the Players Championship. Where's the best place to watch Sunday?" I went, Wing House, Buffalo Wild Wings, something like that. He goes, "No, I got a badge for Sunday." I go, "Yeah, well, you asked me the best place to watch the tournament on Sunday, and I'm telling you, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wing House, sports bar somewhere."
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I like to pick my location, and I'll follow a guy, or, you know, if there's somebody you really want to see, you just follow them for a little while, and then you find another little hole to sit on, and that's the beautiful.
That's how you got to do it. Speaking of got to do things.
And if you're going to do it, you got to spend a good 10 hours.
Oh yeah, you got to be committed. You got to get there with the sunscreen and get there early when they're first teeing off, and stay till it's, you know, they can't play anymore because of dark. We got to take a break. We'll be right back to wrap up the first hour with Galen, you know, on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Are you a veteran living in Florida? Do you want to earn while you learn? Call 954-434-8220 or visit our website at nsied.org now. Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants training in farming, ranching, and allied services? Are you a veteran living in Florida who wants help with job placement? Call 954-434-8220. North-South Institute Veteran Training Program is a mix of online and hands-on in-person training designed for you to earn while you learn. Once you register for the program, you'll get a stipend of approximately $300 per month for 3 months. And you can get an additional stipend to offset your travel expenses. You can also get another $75 for referring a veteran who completes the program. If you are a veteran living in Florida, call the North-South Institute Veteran Training Program now, 954-434-8220, or visit our website at nsied.org now.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Hey there, Congresswoman Kat Kamak here, your conservative voice in our nation's capital. I'm so proud to be an advocate for the over 65,000 veterans here in North Central Florida. The new Ocala VA clinic is now open, providing important primary care and specialty services. If you're a veteran in the Ocala area, thank you for your service. Feel free to get in touch with our team by visiting us online at camac.house.gov. I'm Kat Kamak, and it is my honor to serve you.
This ad is paid for by official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back as we wrap up hour number one with Galen Udall from Life South. Brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and JustShip.net. Galen, Leah Thompson won the 500-yard freestyle championship to become an NCAA Division I champion. Why are we talking about a University of Pennsylvania swimmer? She wins the 500-yard freestyle championship for the women's division. She beat Virginia's Emma Wyatt by almost 2 full seconds, although she did fall short of Katie Ledecky's NCAA record time. But the reason it's got my ire up is Thomas used to participate as Lee on Penn's men team before transitioning, competing as a woman for the first time this season. The NCAA says it's perfectly okay because he's taken testosterone suppression therapy for more than 2 years. Although since joining the women's team, he set school records, posted the fastest time in the country in the 200 and the 500, and he's an NCAA champion when he was 4th or 5th best swimmer on the men's team. You know, a lot of people say this kind of thing's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with the transgender issue in athletics. Galen?
You hear me, Tom?
There you are.
I'm
okay.
Still here.
Yeah. For
sorry.
some reason you weren't there.
Probably a button. But I think Martina Navratilova said it best. You know, she said there should be an asterisk next to it because she's not a woman. And nobody's been a bigger bridge between understanding these kinds of issues than Martina Navratilova. So, and this is a guy. This is a person who competed as a man a year ago, right?
2 years ago. 2 years ago. Did not compete on the men's team last year.
At an NCAA level, right? So I don't know.
And by the way, all the other 16 women on the Penn team wrote a letter of protest for her for the transgender athlete to be even included on the women's team. Her own team, her or his, however you want to address it, their own teammate doesn't want them there.
Yeah, I think it's a little sad. I do. I think it's sad for everyone involved. But this is an issue that's going to have to be addressed by the NCAA because it's only going to grow, right? When you see somebody like it, and there is a part of this that where people are like, oh, wow, look at all the attention this person's getting. I want that kind of attention. And so this crossing over is going to become more and more prevalent as time goes on. It just is. So they're going to have to address it. You're seeing states already addressing it for the high school level, and it'll be interesting to see if that continues to grow at the college level.
There's something to be said when you're at the NCAA championships, the creme de la creme of the swimming championships for NCAA, and you win by almost 2 seconds in a swim meet. 2 seconds. I mean, that's like
500 meters.
For 500 meters. That's the equivalent to me of winning where everybody else in NASCAR is 2 laps down.
That's exactly right. I mean, you are lapping the field in the pool. It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, she was what? Not even in the top 400 as a male.
Right.
2 years ago.
Yes.
And now she's the number one female in the country.
With the fastest times in the 200 and 500 freestyle events this year, and she's broken school records, women's school records, all kind of Pennsylvania school records.
I just don't like it, and I'm trying to be understanding. This is me trying to be understanding, I guess. I don't like it. I don't like it, and it's just I know how hard everybody else is working. But these girls could work the rest of their life, and they're not going to have the same muscle mass as Leah Thomas ever.
Whether you take testosterone suppression or not.
Right. I mean, he was. This person was a male for 20-something years of his life.
And when you look at the muscles on a male versus the muscles on a female, they're not built the same way. They're not the same structure.
No, it's yeah. I have an issue with it. I don't know what else to say. Without, and I'm not trying to offend anyone. Again, I'm just looking at it from a pure competitive standpoint, and I think you are too.
Well,
it's not equal.
What they're trying,
and that's what
right.
And equal's the wrong word, because athletes are never equally talented. But you want to give the person who's in there against them a fighting chance. You don't want a 7-year-old competing against a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old.
No.
And there's an equivalency there. With this, because of muscle mass.
And it happens in sports all the time, where people with a distinct advantage get some sort of brakes put on their ability. I'll give you a prime example. I know a kid that played Pop Warner football, and he was pretty good at football. He parlayed the football into a college career, got his college education and all. He's done pretty well. He taught high school, and then he ended up being a radio guy. But when he played Pop Warner, when this guy played Pop Warner, he was, especially at the 10 and under Pop Warner, he was 126 pounds. So they slapped a big X on his helmet that said even though he was the right age, he couldn't advance the football. He couldn't do anything that he would normally want to do because he was so big that it was an unfair advantage. So he had to just fall on the ball. And there were parents that questioned his birth records. There were parents who said that a kid that size shouldn't be allowed to play against their kids. I mean, this kid, he didn't end up with a complex because he was a cocky just piece of, and he thought, whatever, I'll just kill your kids when I tackle them, and that'll be that. But that X on his helmet was a branding that he shouldn't be there to a lot of parents. And that's the same thing here. There's a lot of people think that this person shouldn't be there because of the advantage that they have. And by the way, that 126-pound kid ended up being, not near as good as Galen. I'll be honest with you.
Not a football. I was not a good football player. Never played it.
But I just,
because I wasn't 110 pounds when I graduated high school.
Yeah, I had you by 6. I had you by about 20 pounds when you graduated high school, and I was 10 years old.
Absolutely correct. That's right. It's true.
Well, I'm sure it was. But I just because you did testosterone suppression doesn't mean your body changed and your muscles, how they were designed, changed and everything. I think you want to do this, you have men's, women, and transgender. Or you do like Martina Navratilova said, you put an asterisk, one or the other.
Yeah, and I think, again, it'll be curious to how the NCAA responds to this and how long it takes them to respond to this. Because
it's a problem.
I'm struggling with this one. It is. It truly is, isn't it?
Hey, you know what else is a problem? The blood supply. So if people want to help with that, where can they go find a blood mobile?
Yeah, this weekend we're going to be all over the place. We're going to be at Blessed Trinity, so come check us out there this weekend. But as always, we're right on the boulevard. Today we're going to be in the Villages. Tomorrow we're going to be out at Lowe's on on 200, so come see us there. But as always, we're right on the boulevard.
Galen, you know.
LifeSouth.org. Give the gift of life. Donate blood.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, all.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
As the war in Ukraine by Russian invaders enters its fourth week, Russian artillery has been firing indiscriminately into the capital of Kyiv. Vitaly Klitschko is a Ukrainian politician and former boxer who serves as mayor of Kyiv and head of Kyiv City State Administration. He describes the destruction overnight.
Friends, dear Kievans, the enemy continues to attack the capital. In the morning, a residential area in the Podil district was shelled by orcs. 1 person died, 19 were injured, including 4 children. 6 houses, kindergarteners, and a school were damaged. Rescuers and medics are working on the spot.
Presidents Biden and China's Xi will hold a press conference this hour as the world continues to pray for peace. China has refused to formally condemn the invasion, but Xi did stress the situation was worrisome. USA Radio News.
Okay, so we got the chorizo dumplings, the cucumber empanadas.
Zara's food truck is popping off.
Come on, guys, let's pick it up, all right?
But if she doesn't find a new chef, her truck will be stuck.
Carl quit this morning, so Jessica, I'm gonna need you on the fryer.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You've heard us talk about the luxurious Giza Dream sheets from MyPillow. Well, now they're on sale, 60% off, as low as $39.99. Lots of other overstock items and a free copy of Mike Lindell's book, What Are the Odds from Crack Addict to CEO, with any purchase, but you've got to use my promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, the Radio Listener Square, use my promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Well, the peanut industry has a special group called the Peanut Institute. They have continued to garner exciting research findings on the health benefits of peanuts and peanut products. The Institute has proven how the power of the peanut impacts the various aspects of human health, from brain health, immunity, muscle development, heart health, and the healthy aging. Evidence is compelling when it comes to the peanut. They said it's just amazing. Wellness is bigger than ever, and it remains a priority across the globe. Peanuts have many opportunities to drive health relevancy for now and in the future. So you can get the facts now at www.peanuts-institute.com.
Living in Florida, we have so much to celebrate. Awesome weather, top-notch universities and sports teams, a rich blend of cultures, and so much more. From fresh market tomatoes to watermelons, from snap beans to tangerines, Florida farmers grow an abundance of safe and affordable products that are prized around the world. So look for the Fresh from Florida label when you shop. Wholesome, delicious, nutritious. Fresh from Florida. Fresh to you.
Coming up this weekend, some big activities. We got the race coming up in Atlanta. This will be a peanut promotion race with the Georgia Peanut Commission. Quick Trip 500 at the Atlanta Raceway. The Peanut Commission will be sponsoring, and we'll be having an exhibit there along with sponsoring number 38 driver Todd Gilliland. That's coming up. And mark your plans for the last weekend in March. March 26th is the Peanut Proud Festival in Blakely, Georgia. Georgia, Florida, and Alabama exhibits will be there. Lots of hot grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The Peanut Proud Festival, March 26th. I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be partly sunny and warm with a high of 86 to 90, then mainly clear and warm this evening, low tonight 66 to 68. Saturday will be partly sunny, high tomorrow 86 to 90. Then Sunday we'll have clouds to start, then sunshine with a high of 80 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Friday, Susan Schmitz is in here half an hour early joining me. Good morning.
Good morning, my love.
We're getting closer and closer to the grand opening of the brick and mortar just shipped.
We are. We're seeing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We got the first coating of paint on the floor. Hopefully put the second coating on tonight so it'll dry.
My back is bad. I can't help you.
Yeah, yesterday you had to play trivia and couldn't help me.
And we finished second.
Second.
I know.
That's the first loser.
Yeah, because Anthony and I knew the answer but wouldn't pull the trigger on it. Well, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
So got the floor going in, though, and then the racks will start being moved in and everything, and you'll be open for business.
I'll be open for business.
So people not only can call and have us pick up their packages, they can actually come by and drop them off.
Yes, and we'll have a packing station there, so you don't have to buy a box or anything. You can pack your own. We'll have flat rate prices, which includes the box, the basic packaging, and postage. And they can just bring in whatever right there and grab a box and tape it up. And
I know you were hoping for mid-March, but we're past that now. So is it looking like probably April 1st type opening?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes delays can't be helped. And the delay here was the floor.
The delay here was the floor. And if anyone has a comment on the floor, I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. Well, there you go. You know what? When you come into the new place, if you have a comment about you don't like the floor, you should have seen it before it was painted. That's all I can tell you.
2 days of power washing. Oh, thank goodness for our friends at Streamline, right?
Yeah. Oh. Craig and his crew at Streamline did us a great job. Oh. Streamline pressure washing. Couldn't ask for a better group of guys.
Couldn't ask for a better group. And you did help that second day.
And his worker, Vince.
Vince? Oh.
I mean, just kudos to him.
He moves. Like, he never stops. It's like, hey, Vince, take a break. Nope, got to do this now. Nope, got to do this now.
He would come. I was there with you working the squeegees and everything. He had to take a break every now and then because his hand would go numb holding the pressure washer gun. When his hand would go numb, he'd put the pressure washer down, come take the squeegee from me.
From you, yeah.
Made you work. He'd take it from me.
Yeah, I worked the entire time. And you had to run errands.
I had a deal worked out with Vince.
Probably.
So, but it looks like April 1st of April, that shop will be open. The brick and mortar just shipped. Will be open.
And you can meet a celebrity every afternoon.
Barry Michaels is going to be there?
You're going to be there.
Yeah, well, I don't know about celebrity. Speaking of celebrities, Barry Michaels, who's an on-air personality here in Ocala, he works at the True Oldie station and at the Crossroads. I want to talk about him for a minute because I know Barry. He's, it's a small group of radio personalities in town, small community. Barry's been doing this for 50 years.
Wow.
He's worked at over 20 radio stations. He one of the stories he tells that about his 50 years is remember Skylab? It was the precursor to the International Space Station.
Oh, okay.
And it was up in the 80s. It went up in the 70s, floated around the 80s and all. Well, it fell out of the sky. It came out of its orbit like they knew it was going to do. And it fell out of the sky, and it actually fell apart, and pieces of it landed in Australia, in the outback of Australia and everything. But at the time, NASA didn't really know where it was going to fall. Mm-hmm. So Barry's doing radio up in Virginia at the time. This is how crazy radio could get. They did two weeks of radio from inside a cavern, caves of a national park there. You know, as a goof going, well, we're not going to get hit by Skylab in here. But he did an interview recently about his 50 years in radio, and he said, you know, radio back in the day, WKRP wasn't very far off. And I remember hearing stories that my mentor, Buddy Martin, told how he met Terry Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
That Terry Bradshaw, back in the day, people forget Terry Bradshaw back in the day actually was a color commentator, teamed up with Vern Lundquist doing NFL games before he became a studio guy. And so they come to Denver to do the Broncos game. And so they made a stop at the sports talk station where Buddy and Joe Williams were doing the show, and they were supposed to come on for 15 minutes. But it was a Friday. Friday was margarita day at the radio station, so the sales department would make margaritas and everything. 3 hours later, they're drunk on the radio, having a good time. And that's how the lifelong friendship of Buddy Martin and Terry Bradshaw started, was, you know, over a radio broadcast where they were drinking on the air.
Yeah.
That used to happen, quite a bit in radio. I mean, I remember WKRP, one of the famous things WKRP was the turkey drop. Remember they went up in a helicopter and dropped frozen turkeys out? And the owner of the station goes, I thought that would go so much better. Because Les Nessman's on the ground describing it. Oh, God. Oh, the people are just getting devastated. Oh, he got hit in the head. He's describing. Well, that was, and so Barry Michaels, 50 years. Congratulations, Barry.
Congratulations, Barry.
50 years
50
of radio.
Years.
When he moved from where he was to where he is now, he called me and he goes, I'm going to do the morning show. I'd like to talk to you about maybe being, you come on with me. We could do some. I go, I'm not really the FM guy. I need more than just a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I would never want to shut up, and you would eventually say, we have to let you go because you won't shut up. So.
Well, there's that.
So.
Like, I can't, I struggle muting you.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do. A lot of people do.
So now I just put on my noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah,
it works.
That I bought you.
That you bought me.
There you go. Valentine's Day.
It's a great gift.
Yeah.
It's a great gift.
It was either that or a vacuum cleaner, and I went with out. I didn't get the vacuum cleaner.
Because the vacuum cleaner would be a present for you. Because whose job is it?
Well, that's a good point. It is.
You got to fix the Roomba.
I do need to fix the Roomba. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks.
Good morning. This is Cheryl. I wanted to tell you I went to the Golden Spoon yesterday and got the cabbage dinner, corned beef and cabbage dinner, and it was wonderful. So thank you.
Yeah, they do a good job, and the price was perfect at $13.99. They do a good job.
It was ready. It was delicious.
With the carrots and potatoes.
I'm going back.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so, they had a great corned beef and cabbage with carrots and potatoes yesterday for $13.99. I hope a lot of people took advantage of it. It was really good. Really good.
Well, today's Friday, so you know what I think you're going to do for dinner tonight?
Eat at the golf course.
I was thinking some of the Bojangles fish.
Ooh, the Bojangler. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
I know.
It's not because we can't eat meat. That's not a
That's
bad
right.
idea. I was thinking about veggie subs from Subway, but okay.
No, because I can't have bread. We can't have bread.
I can have bread.
Well, you can't. I can't.
Well, then how are you going to eat the Bojangler?
Well, I'll
It
just
comes
eat
on
the
bread.
fish. I just eat the fish.
Well, then I just get the vegetables. You just eat the vegetables. Be like salad. We got to take a break. When we come back, more on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Current value is.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial